There's some moorings just outside of a pub in this place. It's called Broken Cross, I think. But coming up on the left, there's the start of what looks like a line of boats, and I think this is some moorings outside of a pub, and I was hoping maybe that would be where I might make my stop. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. Looks like it's all full. And, yeah, look, boat after boat, and there's another one again. Morning. That's why I'm moving today, to be honest, making the most of it. Yeah. And look at that, covered in solar panels. Every spare inch of that boat. That's wild. Every spare inch of that, including a section of built up at the stern. It's amazing, that. It's amazing. Anyway, it was all full. I said 5 boats. It looks like there's 7 or 8, a few little ones here. So if this is now like this, Anderton's going to be mental. Oh, and the boat lift's opening as well, isn't it? So it's going to be extra mental because of that. Morning.
Lovely morning for you today.
Absolutely. That's why I'm moving today.
Yeah.
I picked my day very carefully. Now also, he's a nice guy. Also, couldn't stop at the pub, right? Never mind. Because I remember in this little section here, before we get into the industrial area, the big salt works or wherever it is, there's a couple of little stretches of Armco next to the towpath. So all is not lost in terms of the comfort brake. Right now there's some Armco, brilliant. I'm going to stop on the right. It says no stopping. It'll probably say no mooring, no stopping or something. I need to move over anyway because there's an oncoming boat now. On the right, brilliant. This is excellent. It says priority moorings. Private moorings, trespasser will be prosecuted. Yeah, do you know what? I might press on. I was going to stop. If there's any hint that they're going to start chasing people for fines, I don't want to get involved. Not even for a 5-minute stop. I'm not going there. I know there's some Armco further on, so. Morning, yeah. Great day for it. Are the fish biting, are they? Good luck. Right, is this Armco? There is some Armco, right? Looks like it's Armco, but it's sunken. So, okay, I'm starting to get into taking a chance territory now in terms of the much needed comfort brake. I don't literally want to just rattle on about, you know, toilet issues for the entirety of the next hour. But it is something that's on my mind. Oh no, there's anglers in the Armco area. Some kind of competition. Okay, well, it is what it is. I think there might be some Armco coming up on the left here. Let's see.
Morning. Got it. It is Armco. I'm going to go for it. Brilliant. And thank God for that. There's a little tiny stretch of Armco just there. That's all I need. Oh, right, well, comfort break, comfort break over, and coffee as well. And what happened in the meantime was that a boat came past me as I was about to pull away, you know. But certainly what has happened is there's a boat now behind me, so I'm part of a chain of 3. This is the start of what I think is the salt works. To my left, and partly to the right, is a huge industrial works. I think it's a salt works, certainly a chemical works of some sort, you know. I know, yeah, bright genius, you know, but very, very impressive. This kind of industrial architecture. It's the scale of it. It's absolutely huge. It's just huge. It's ugly. The buildings are ugly. They're just huge. Tassar Chemicals, trespassers will be prosecuted. So it's now a Chinese-owned concern. It's huge vats of steaming something or other. I realise this isn't the sort of technical information. Look at the steam coming out of that. This isn't the kind of rich technical data that you'd ideally want. This is one hell of an impressive enterprise. Right. Also, start the fashion announcement, share change. When that sun was on my back, which it isn't anymore, obviously, salt's law. But when it was on my back, it was getting quite. It wasn't comfortable. I won't say it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't comfortable. So I took action and changed shirts, and I'm not entirely happy with my choice. Not on style grounds, obviously. You know, the shirt is a triumph, but on heat grounds, because now things are a tad cooler than they were, and I may have acted in haste and be repenting at leisure now, but we'll see. I've got the anorak, there, so I've got, it's like my insurance policy, you know, the anorak never lets you down. See that, look? It's like security gate, but like it's far from unassailable, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even sure if we had a zombie apocalypse, even those George Romero style slow zombie, you know, the ambling zombies I call them, they're going to get over that. They're going to break in there. So it's not amazingly secure. But if you get caught, you get prosecuted. So, you know, don't go there, kids. I'm going to have to slow down now because there are more boats, and these may be residential. Because sometimes you might slow down out of politeness, but the guy behind doesn't do that. You know, he's just, what are you doing? You know. So we're now passing. I'll turn you round because we're passing a line and quite a long line of moored boats, and such things are of interest. Yeah, less than 1,000 RPM. So pretty well behaved, I think. That's a busy little place, this. Oh, there's the guy. That's the boat, Otter, that just came in front of me. Morning. So, they've pulled in for work or something. Just been out for a little jaunt, perhaps. But either way, it's one boat less in front of me, and that's a good thing. That's great, that. Olinda, British India and Orient Navigation Company, absolutely tremendous. With a wheel in the front, absolutely amazing. There's some fantastic boats knocking about, and it's so interesting now. Lucy Lockers, some lovely names on these, really nice names. Sarabuza, the Land's Wharf, yeah, Freehouse. Sometimes you'll see names and it'll be sort of twig. Oh, I can put some reds on. You know, I don't want to be unfair or unpleasant about it, but there's a difference between a cute name like Lucy Lockett on a nice looking boat and something that's overly twee. And none are springing to mind now, so there can't be that many of them. It might be another one of my imagined issues. I have got quite a few, I think. Northwich is significant. I think many people would, it's like a small town compared to somewhere like Manchester, but like all the key facilities that you would need are there. And I hate to fall back on my ever-present supermarket examples, but you know, there's a Sainsbury's, there's a Tesco, there's an Asda, there's even a Waitrose, which I'm looking forward to. I know it's pathetic, but I can't wait for a bit of that Waitrose action. Is there a boat coming? If there's a boat coming, right, there is a boat coming. Okay, that's a shame. We're going to have to pass. Where will we pass? I'm going to wait for him, because where we would pass, there's branches sticking out. So I'm going to wait here. I'm going to hover. Well done, sir. What's that, mate? But yeah, well done, mate. Nice one. No need for me to stop this time. There's an oncoming boat, but the canal's wide enough for us to pass without me having to get involved with the branches. So I'm just going to hold my course here. He's got bags of space. That's a bit hot. Morning. I like the name. Robbie Cumming has got a play on that, hasn't he? With his boat name Naughty Lass. Naughty nautical, you know, naughty as in, ooh, I misses naughty. Which I really like that name. I think it's great, Naughty Lass. It's absolutely brilliant. I like Naughty Lass because Nautilus, you know, There's all sorts of puns going on in there, it's brilliant. Some reeds up ahead, so let's get out of the way of those. So it's an odd little mixture, the Trent and Mersey, the top end of the Trent and Mersey here. It's an odd little mixture of sort of, you know, really heavy industrial units and manufacturing going on. But just a little bit further back, it was all sort of rural, you know, yeah. So yeah, we're close, and I am heartened, to use an old expression, heartily heartened by the fact that the only boat that went past me ended up pulling over at that boatyard. 2 miles, could be a teeny bit more, but certainly not much. So we're doing great. The best time, right, to arrive at your destination, if you want to find a mooring, which obviously you do, the best time to arrive is between, I think, 11 AM and 1 PM. Because no one normally stops for the day at 1 PM. You know, they're sort of out and about for a cruise, and by God, they're going to have a cruise, you know what I mean? And so they're not stopping at 1 PM, they're doing a few more miles. Certainly hire boaters are not stopping, you know, anyway. And of course, here's the road. This road here will run into Northwich. And this way, kind of industrial wasteland, really. Not in the sci-fi sense, you know, land that was used for industry, but is now just stubbly grass and the odd low bush and stuff. Oh, the coffee is a tad hot, but it's nicely hot, if you know what I mean. And everyone's got their own ideal point on making coffee. Like, some people just have insanely hot. You know, my ex-wife used to have hot drinks that were just intolerable. I think they build up, some people build up like a asbestos, or, you know, just a tolerance for extremely hot drinks. I couldn't do it. I remember that struck me. On that shore cruise, I saw a small white floating object. It looked like it might be a carrier bag, a shopping bag from a supermarket, is what it looked like. But my colleague I didn't even spot it. My colleague pointed it out, said, oh, so I steered clear. And as we went past, I could see just under the water, it was like the tip of the iceberg. It was a huge white, thick plastic sheet, you know, proper industrially thick, that's used to wrap large things like that. That's why it reminded me. Just floating in the water, it would have absolutely ruined the prop. I mean, I don't even, I dread to think, and it was such a cold day as well. Just, I would have just cried. So, leisure moorings, mooring agreement holders only. So these are, it says, off shore lane leisure moorings. These must be paid moorings. Yeah. That's great, you've got to see that. What an amazing little vessel, look at that. Absolutely amazing. Bet you that's more spacious inside than you would think. That's what the left side looks like. So we're past all the industrial part, and that's more like open countryside, sort of. And on this side now, we have a whole line of moored boats. But I've got to keep my eyes open because you're going through a bridge up ahead. But that would have been, yeah, that would have been a good place. And there won't be too many. You can't be too picky here in this general area. I found it to be quite busy even in winter when I was here. Looks like there's another space up ahead. Hiya. got about have I got a mile? Let's just check where we're at. So we're now looking at something less than an hour. I'm not seeing loads of, I saw loads of vloggers when I was on the Llangollen in the winter. Not seeing so many. Rings all the way down. But I've got to get to Anderton. Just get rid of the rubbish. You know, I'm getting fed up. I think I've got like 5 bags of rubbish. But it's all rings here, it's brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. Do you know what? Like, I could plan this out. If there's a problem at Anderton, rather than go past, I'll do a U-turn, come back here, do a U-turn again, and then face the right way, but park here. That's what I'll do. Cunning plan. Because this is, you know, this is fine. This is, it's a 2-mile ride into Northwich. The road's probably fine. Yeah. At Anderton, I sort of had to go through a country park to get into Northwich. And it was all, it's not great with the Brompton, is what I'm getting at. If I'm foiled at Anderton, I'll come here. Moorings here, if you're okay with pins. But, I'm not a fan. I'm probably mentioned like dozens of times. I don't get on well with pins, mooring on pins. Have you ever heard that expression? I was on pins the whole time. It means being careful. It's a UK thing, it's probably. But anyway, I'm wondering if it might be boating related. Like I was moored on pins. No, it can't be, can it? It can't be that. We are about a mile away now, so perhaps 20 minutes. It's very pleasant now. We're well and truly past the industrialised bit, and this is lovely. Flooded fields though. I don't know if I can record those. Mind you, it has been raining, it's rained a fair bit. The lower fields, waterlogged, the drainage in the lower field, where's that from? Oh, the fast show. Yeah, Ted. The drainage in the lower field, sorry. I just did a Belfast thing, didn't I? I'm so bad at doing that sort of thing. But I can't help doing it like lots at the time. There's some mooring rings here, there's some beautiful moorings. Check these moorings out, look. You've got rings there for, you know, 2, maybe 3 boats, and your morning view is that. I say your morning view, your view all day is that. But look at that. And this is the option that living on the waterways gives you. Yes, you live in a confined space, but you can wake up and you can see that. First thing in the morning, or indeed in the evening, you know, in the summer, when it's warm and you're out and about. So, yeah, you pays your money, you makes your compromises and you takes your choice. It's a tad hot. It's still hot. Oh God, what was I going to say? Oh, about the crowding. I was going to make a comment about, yeah, even though, right, it hasn't been mental busy at all. It's ticking over is what I describe it as, which I didn't expect. It's the Easter holidays. I thought it would be full on because the Middlewich arm was quite busy when I was there. But I still can't help but think that I prefer the winter boating. And I do know why it is, because there's very few boats move. You could cruise all day and pass 2 or 3 boats, literally all day. But they're all nice as well. Not that these haven't been nice, they've all been nice people we've passed. There's just a slight difference with the guys who live aboard full time in the winter. There's something about them there's that extra kindness, that extra helpfulness with the winter boaters. The summer boaters are fine. I mean, you know, that's not in any way a criticism. We're not all lucky enough to be able to just travel full time. So there are many summer boaters who would be exactly the same if they were full time and lived in winter. But, so, you know, let that out of the way. There's not a criticism of the summer boaters, but you do notice there is that little extra humanity, that extra bit of kindness and concern and friendliness. There's something about the winter boaters, certainly on the Llangollen. They were just absolutely lovely. Yeah, what a crowd on the Llangollen. I mean, I took the mick out of the Welsh guy, the vlogger, but he was just a great bloke. He was so funny, so witty, that guy. I can't remember the name. I'll stick it in, but he was just lovely guy and so funny, you know, so witty. And as I say, the Narrowboat vloggers were there, and they were lovely as well. Not that they wouldn't have been, you know, but sometimes you do wonder, don't you? I think, is this just a front? Is this a persona? You know what I mean? And, you know, they put the camera down and go, hey, you know, get over there and get my coffee on, scumbag, you know. And then they're like, oh, hello. So today we're going to visit Anderton. Yes, because it's lovely and there's a boat lift there and it's going to be fascinating. And camera off, oi, scumbag, get the f over there, you know. But yeah, there's one or two. I find it hilarious that anybody would think that they're a sort of a big shot or in some way important because, you know, they do narrowboat videos. It's just, how could you think that? Let's see where we're at. Right, there's a bend coming up, so I've got to watch out, got to be careful. We are very close. We are, oh my god, as the crow flies, we are now 1700, so 600 yards. We are so close, I can almost taste it, which actually is the wrong expression to use. They're talking about canal boat facilities. They absolutely stink. So, well, certain parts of them, shall we say. Now, because of all this coffee and obviously water as well, I already need another comfort break. But it's out of the question. My bladder can basically piss off. No pun intended. It's an amazing little place, this, look. But there are trails, walking trails. It's very popular. They're planting loads of trees in there. You can see by the little vertical cylinders. Those are treelings. I don't know what the technical, saplings, is it? So they're planting millions of them. And, great, I say. It's quite a. There's quite a slope down on that side. We seem to be now on the side of a sort of a hill. Because that's a good sort of 60, 100 feet maybe down there. You probably can't see on the camera, but it's dropped away on that side. A few hundred yards back, there was a footpath, it was level. Right, let's slow down now, because this is the facilities coming up. And right, now I can see the facilities, come on. The empty, yeah, it's looking empty, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I think I'm doing a pretty decent job here, to be fair. So I just need to slow the boat down. Okay. Stop done. Facilities stop all done. And very close to the mooring, and it's empty. So I'm looking to stop just up ahead on the right, sorry, on the left, under the trees where there's two people walking. you can moor. 48 hour moorings. This bugger all signal, that was a pain last time, but I'm going to give it a go because I've got a 6-foot aerial mast this time and it might do the business for me, so we'll see. That's where I'm looking to stop. So here's where we've ended up, folks, as planned, as hoped. There's the facilities where that boat is, just there at Anderton. It's Anderton Marina, and here is me on the 48 hour moorings just opposite Anderton Marina. Lovely jubbly.